I thought that my masculine hustling was making me burn out. Turns out it was my feminine chaos that made me burn out. We need to talk about it. I have seen it over and over again with my clients and with my friends, my entrepreneur girlies, where we feel like what makes us exhausted and overwhelmed and all over the place is because we're in this go, go, go. It's because of our ambition. It's because of the goals we're setting for ourselves. It's because of wanting to do it all. It's because we don't have a team. It's because life is just so hard, or it's because of the algorithm, or it's always because of something that is usually somehow connected to more masculine qualities, like hustling, pushing, forcing, go, go, go. We think it's because we don't have enough feminine. So we think it's because we're not tapped into our intuition enough. It doesn't flow enough. It's not easy enough. And we've been fed this lie that business, feminine business, should feel relaxed, easy, effortless, just following your joy, being brave enough to be yourself and be authentic. And I love that. I really love that because it sounds so good. And I think it's an amazing way to make money. Think about it for a second. You promise people that they don't have to do anything. They don't have to have any strategy. They don't have to work. Come on. They can just be laying by the pool and traveling the world and being strong and brave enough to speak their truth. And that's how they're going to make shitloads of money. That sounds so great. So then what happens with those people when they tell you that? When you are in a vulnerable position in your business, when things are not working the way you want to, or where you're just starting something and you have felt in your gut, you just know that you want to run a business differently from what you see other people doing. You don't want the usual professional business with like shady tactics. You want something soulful. You want to bring your heart into it. And you want to bring this personal development mindset to your business. You have a vision for yourself. And so if someone comes in saying, I see you and you're struggling and I'm going to sell to you, I'm going to show you that you can make shitloads of money, live this dream life, dream car, dream apartment, traveling the world, whatever it is that is selling nowadays, while just being yourself, while just being more feminine, while just following your intuition more. Those qualities are fucking amazing. I even sell courses about being more tapped into your feminine. I believe in that 100%. Do I think that it's what makes a business grow and scale? Absolutely not. The reason why I don't think that is because for sure it didn't work for me. So maybe it worked for other people. And you know what? It's not even true. Let me correct that because it worked for me for a while, but then it stopped working because I've built a business that was based on that energy of like just being myself, loving myself as the best business strategy, feminine leadership, whatever, all this vocabulary. I've built my business around pouring an enormous amount of me, an enormous amount of truth, authenticity, my differences, myself. I've built my brand around me as a person and my journey, and I was showing every details of my life and my spiritual process and my awakening and everything, and I'm still here doing the same thing with you now. But what I'm trying to say here is that it collapsed because as soon as I went through difficult times in my life and I wasn't feeling fully like myself, or I wasn't, like I'm thinking if you go to a 9 to 5, you just have to clock in to clock out. Your days are not going to be perfect and amazing if you're feeling like shit, but you still show up, you do the job. Maybe you do it less good, but you still show up and you do it. And then you go home. I'm picturing that. I've done only 6 months in the corporate world. So that's not true though. I had summer jobs. Anyway, and student jobs, but they were not like corporate. Who cares? What I'm trying to say here is this is not sustainable. That's just personal opinion. And I want you to feel empowered. I want us to feel empowered. And so when I say the burnout, the exhaustion, feeling confused, not knowing where to go in your business, this isn't because you have too much masculine and you're just go all over the place. I'm doing everything. I need a team member, and you're drowning in your own thing. The reason why you burn out is because of your feminine chaos. It's because of the lack of masculine structure. And so what tends to happen here let me just circle back to the coach out there who is selling just being yourself. You're not brave enough. You're not brave enough. You need to be brave enough to live your truth. Yes, 100%. Because then you infuse your own energy and your power in what you believe in and your soul into what you do. But they build their business and selling you a very juicy idea. Do they provide for real, like a strategy that is based on something else than mindset and personal development and just being yourself? This is my ultimate question to a lot of what is happening in the coaching industry. I don't know why I have to always be against my own field, because I love the coaching space. Like, I wouldn't be where I'm at today, the person that I am, the woman that I am, without the coaches that have walked this path before me and then guided me and then alongside with me. And I mean, that's my job. So why would I be so offended and so pissed about some of the practices in the coaching world? Practices that I've probably done in a way to some extent. Anyway, I just wanted to touch on that. How it's easy to manipulate someone who would be in a vulnerable spot, would be wanting her business to grow and wanting to do things with her heart and soul. It confirms her belief, right? Of like, I just need to be more myself. I need to be more in alignment. I need to be more of this. I need to be more of me. And this is how I'm going to make millions. But then they build something that has no foundation, no structure, and no system, and no strategy. So today we're going to talk about all those S's: structure, strategy, system, all of the masculine aspect of business that is not the reason of your burnout. This is actually what can save you from burning out. Because the more you're going to have masculine in your business, the more relaxed and the more in your feminine you can be. So right now, I feel like too many people are focusing on how much more feminine they can bring to the business, how much more truth, intuition, love, power, integrity, how much they can serve their clients better. It's a good thing to have those concerns. It's really great. But in order to thrive, we need a form of strategy and a structure to hold it all. And I'm sure if you've been someone who thought in your head, oh my God, it's going to be so much easier when I can delegate to a team. Oh my God, it's going to be so much easier when I have more time. Oh my God, it's going to be so much easier once I bring more money so that I can get more support. I can invest in better systems or operations. If you have ever thought one of this, let me tell you, it's something in you crying for help, for sure, but crying for some masculine structure. The idea that it's going to be better when you delegate is a lie. You're going to have to train someone. And in order to delegate your work, you need to be already really organized. You need your files to be unorganized in your computer. You need things to be sorted out. You need to know what you're going to delegate and not just be like, oh my God, I just don't want to do what I don't like to do anymore. This is not delegating. This is not being a great leader, employer. Do you say employer? Boss. On this podcast, you know, we're having conversations that are supposed to be empowering and to give you all the tools. So I wanted to talk about this notion of having a strategy. What does that mean? What are the common misconceptions around strategy and how you can find what's the best strategy for you to apply? Because have you ever heard those people, oh my God, I've tried it all, but it doesn't work for me. I've tried to do the things I've launched in this way because I've been taught and it works for this person and it doesn't work for me. And they get defeated. And I know the feeling of feeling defeated in business. I'm really familiar with that feeling. And that's why I'm doing this podcast. This is why I'm doing those videos. This is why I'm pouring all of my knowledge and everything that I've collected for us to learn. I love that I've took one for the team and that I've experimented so much and I've literally twisted my brain in all fucking directions to figure this shit out. And I've been blessed enough to work with amazing women in business that had similar concerns and similar things. So let's dive in. My whole idea for this podcast is showing you how you're not exhausted, you're not burned out because you have too much masculine. You're actually burning out because you don't have enough. And if we are talking about someone that would be in a 9 to 5, that would be more of the opposite, right? They don't have the heart, they don't have the intuition, they're just on autopilot. That's a different story. Maybe they're burning out because they don't have enough feminine. But in our cases, when we stay connected, when I talking about the entrepreneur girlies here, when we do something with heart, usually we have naturally a lot of that feminine energy. And with that comes a lot of creativity, inspiration. We think that the next idea is going to be the one. And we can be like completely transcended with our ideas and our creativity to the point where, you're in a random conversation and you have to grab your phone and write down your ideas. And you have this fire, this connection to your pleasure, to your mission, to why you're here. Such a beautiful thing to have. And if you add this piece of strategy, structure, foundation that is solid, all of the masculine component to business, can you imagine what it does to your system? Can you already excel just thinking about it? So again, as I was saying, if you ever thought it's going to be so much easier once I delegate, it's your body craving more structure, right? It means that you're exhausting doing it all. This is not because of your masculine. This is not because you have ambition. This is not because you're go, work, action, blah, blah, blah. It's because you are in your feminine chaos. Because that's what creativity is, isn't it? It's that explosion of ideas in all directions. Without the riverbank, right? We use that analogy a lot in feminine masculine world, where the feminine is the flow, is the water, is the river, the force of the river. But without the river banks, the water would just spill everywhere and it will be a fucking mess. And that's probably how you feel in your business because you don't have enough of that structure. What is the masculine to you when you think about it? I love to think about sexuality and polarity in dating because this is also another field of my expertise and what I've been, working on in my life. So when I think about this work that I've done with the masculine and the feminine, my feminine is so dripping of pleasure. She's like a drop of honey. She is so sensual. She is, like water and pleasure and a music. And the masculine, when I think about the masculine, like, it's my man. He's like muscly and he is organized and I can lean onto him. My feminine can lean onto my masculine. And this feeling, if you have a man, if you have a husband, if you have a partner, if you're in a relationship like that with a man or with a woman that would hold a lot of that masculine energy, what does it do to your system, right? Or even if you don't have that experience, even if you're single, because I know I have a lot of my single girlies here, you've been in love in the past, or you had parents, like a father figure, or even a friend, just someone that can hold you and hold the container so that you can lean back and you can fully relax and you can fully be yourself. This is what we want to bring to business. This is what strategy and structure, which sometimes like, oh my God, it's so complicated, it's so businessy. It isn't. This is just the riverbanks. And this is probably what we need in order not to be burned out. So I want to talk about some of the misconceptions around what a strategy even is before we dive into what kind of strategy you can apply depending on where you're at in your business. So sometimes people confuse desires with strategy. And you will be like, Lika, I'm so smart. I've done the work. Of course, I know the difference. But sometimes it's subtle. So hear me out. Some people confuse desire for strategy because they're like, okay, my strategy is to sell an ebook and that will be a funnel for my higher course. So that's what I'm going to sell. That's my strategy. I'm going to sell it on Instagram. I'm going to promote it. So I need more followers. You see here how this isn't fully a strategy and it's more of a desire. You desire to grow online. You desire to sell an ebook. This isn't a strategy. This isn't a structure. Then we also have people that don't have a strategy and they kind of know they don't have a strategy because all they are doing is posting on Instagram and praying and hoping that it works and it lands and that's all. Not a strategy. And another misconception is that idea that the masculine is going to kill your feminine, that you're not going to be as intuitive, that it's going to be so restrictive because you're not going to be able to be as creative and blah, 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 blah. This is not true. Let me tell you, this is not true. If anything, it would just help direct and channel your feminine. It's not going to kill it. I promise. If anything, it will also prevent those cycle of I'm super creative, I'm super inspired, and oh my God, I'm so dry, I don't know what to say, I'm completely confused and I'm completely lost, and oh my God, I'm inspired. And no, because you're gonna have the structure so that this energy, this flow of creativity, your feminine, can always be redirected. Always. And you're gonna still experience waves where sometimes you're like, poof, you have an amazing idea and then you're inspired, you're creative, and it's amazing. But they're not going to be as intense. Those waves, this cycle of creativity, sometimes you're going to feel dry, but you will have that structure to lean back on it. A strategy is also a decision-making process, right? So you don't overthink every single decisions you have to make. As entrepreneurs, we have a billion decisions to make every single day. Especially when you're a solo entrepreneur, you have to constantly decide. You show up to your computer and like, what do? I need to make decisions for everything. For what I do with my clients, for new ideas, for a new offer, for a funnel, for sales. Like we have to make so many decisions. So having a strategy removes a lot of that questioning, constant overanalyzing every single decision you have to make, because everything is within a framework. A strategy is also having a strategy also gives you a sense of direction, right? It's like, I know exactly where I'm going. And so it removed this thing of feeling like you have a billion options, because this is where we get overwhelmed. Another disclaimer here is that in order for a strategy to be proven to work or to don't work, we need to try it out. We need to actually apply the strategy, see if it works for us, and then change and readjust. But what we tend to do is like having shiny object syndromes of like, I'm going to do that this way because I've learned that in a masterclass this weekend, or this coach is doing it in this way. We get all pumped and excited and we don't give it time. And we think we're implementing because we're implementing just the ideas that we love. And then it doesn't produce instantly the results that we were hoping for. And so we like, okay, it just doesn't work for me. A strategy needs time, devotion, and dedication. It's a choice that you make, an empowered choice. I really wanted to also talk about, how do you choose your strategy? How do you know how to run your business? This is a really important question, because as I just said, you're going to have to give it time. You're going to have to try it for an extended period of time to see if it actually works or if it doesn't. But if you're constantly changing strategies, you will never know. You will never have collected enough data, enough feedback to know if it's working or not. So because you're going to commit to that long term, you need to make sure that strategy is actually a right fit for you. We can get so tempted, isn't it? Copying someone that has a very similar offers, a similar vibe to us. We're very inspired by them. They seem to have a lot of success and they seem to have access to what we want, whether it's a large following, they have built a great community that they're impacting daily. Maybe it's having a lot of financial freedom. Maybe it's having location freedom. Maybe they're having just a lifestyle that we love. And we're like, if I apply the same strategy, especially when those people are quite very masculine in nature, we feel like we can trust it. And we're like, oh, I'm going to apply what this person does. It seems to be working for them and for all of the clients. So it should be working for me. But sometimes what we tend to forget when we're implementing a new strategy in the business is, what is realistic for us? What is the time and energy that is required for that kind of strategy? Is it something that is available to us right now? Let's say you are a mom, a full-time mom, you still take care of your baby. You don't have the same time in the day than someone who is single and has a lot more time freedom because they don't have to take care of other little humans. Let's say you're suffering from a health problem that drains your energy and you're so tired and you're so exhausted, you just don't have it in you. And then you're going to try to apply a strategy for someone that is a man that works with a 24-hour circadian, it's not the circadian rhythm. What is it? You know, they have a 24-hour rhythm and we have a 28 days. So we're going to feel different every 28 days of that cycle. So you see here how a business strategy, if you're a solo entrepreneur, if you're an entrepreneur girly, it will have to be fitted to you, to your energy level, to your current health, to the time you can actually dedicate to your business. Here, I'm not even talking about being lazy or not being unmotivated or being unproductive, right? Like, let's imagine you're so productive. Let's imagine you're motivated as hell. There is still a reality of time and space and constraint. Maybe you have a full-time job. You cannot leave your full-time job just yet. I know it sounds unrelated because you're like, okay, this is my personal life. What it has to do with business? How is it impacting? Because again, as I said, a strategy is also a decision-making system. So the decision you're going to make within that frame must be aligned to exactly where you are at right now. If not, it's going to create even more frustration because you're going to try something that is just not a right fit for where you are right now. And that's okay. That's okay to have also different goals. People have goals of becoming millionaires and traveling the world and speaking on stage, and they're always telling you to dream bigger. What if right now, in this season of life, you don't want to dream bigger? What if your life is fine for you? You just really want to use your skills, your expertise, your product, your services to help others at a smaller scale. What if you don't want to dream bigger right now? Because it's not where you are in life. Nothing wrong with that. And you need a strategy that is aligned with that. What if you never had an Instagram account or a TikTok account or a YouTube channel? What if you have no one, no prospect, no big audience, and you're applying a strategy that is for someone who has been building a community for years? People know them and they trust them, and you're trying to replicate what works for them. It will never work for you because you're not at the same point. You're not experiencing the same things. Sometimes we think that the strategy doesn't work for us or that something is wrong with us or our businesses, and we don't question, was it really a good fit for my business in the first place? This is really what I wanted to cover on this podcast today. This is really what is important for me because I got so confused for so many years of like why I was trying the things and doing what they say I should do, and it wasn't working for me. And then I got frustrated, and then I wanted to do things, but I had my real life experiences kind of in the way. They felt in the way. So I was like, how do I do it? And I got more confused and more stressed and more frustrated and burned out because it wasn't adapted to me. And so in 2025, I was like, okay, everything that I work with my clients when they're just starting out, defining a business model, a structure and a strategy that works for them, I'm going to apply it to myself because this is exactly what I need now, because my previous strategy from before doesn't work anymore for where I'm at in life now. I have changed. My schedule has changed. My desires, my beliefs, my values, my understanding, my skills, a lot of things have changed. And so it has to evolve too. So maybe also there is something to be said about being stuck in a strategy that used to work in the past and suddenly it doesn't work, but we are still holding on so tight to that. We also have to say, no matter what is your industry, it's changing, it's evolving. Are we in the flow of that evolution? Are we adapting to that evolution? Are we in the wave, in the flow? Are we just like left behind in 2021? This was me, so I'm really not judging. Let me just say this. Praying and hoping was never a strategy. This doesn't work. It worked for a while until it doesn't. And then you get frustrated and then you get in a loop of lack of confidence, and it destroys your confidence in yourself, in your work, in your value, in what you bring to the world, in how you're helping your clients. So no more hoping and wishing and praying. No more figuring it out on our own. Most of the time, in order to have a strategy that feels really good for us, we need to try a few different ones and then adjust. I'm going to do a parallel here. I recently opened up about my weight loss journey on Instagram. From pregnancy, I've gained over 30 kilos. So it's quite a lot. To lose the weight and get to my fitness goals, I had different strategies, right? I went back to one of my old strategy. Didn't quite give me the result that I wanted. Then I had this amazing fitness coach sliding into my DMs, wanting to grow her business. So she was taking on clients and to try her practice. And I got so lucky that I got someone that is so damn talented and so amazing, and that has an amazing strategy. And the reason why she has an amazing strategy is because she tried a lot of things in her life and she knows this journey so well. This is why I believe in coaching so much. Even sometimes I should talk about the coaching industry, whether it's for a fitness goal, learning a new skill, business, embodiment, mindset, finances, like all those areas of life, relationships. We get to have support and we get to learn from other people's strategy for sure. But a copy-paste version isn't it. A good coach and a good mentor, that's why one-on-one mentorship has so much value, because you can join a group program. For my fitness journey, I've done programs before. You know, you receive the PDF and some videos and you follow along. That gives you some result, but it's never really tailored to you, your food intake, how you're living your life, your levels of stress. And I got so lucky that I got an amazing fitness coach. And we got the most amazing results with a strategy that I've never tried before, which was actually eating more, having no restriction, no cravings, just hitting my macros and nourishing my body properly, and having a training that was challenging enough and worked. And I had a really great, and I'm still transforming my body as I go, haven't reached like my dream body goal yet. I'm not even at pre-pregnancy weight yet, but the results that I got working with this coach are just mind-blowing to me. And it made me realize for all those years, I thought I was the problem. I thought I couldn't control myself, and I was so obsessed with food and something was wrong with me, and I could never really lose the weight. I was always approaching my dream body and not quite sustaining it. And I was always starving myself, always feeling like it has to be, clean eating all the time and being so healthy. And my version of healthy was a bit distorted. And when I tried this new strategy with my fitness coach and I saw the results, it made me make peace of like, this wasn't me. I wasn't broken. The strategy I was using was not a right fit for me and for my life and for my results. And so it broke my brain in the best possible way. And this is the same in business. This is why I'm talking about this. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I'm the problem. I'm not interested enough. I'm not embodied enough. I'm not aligned enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not whatever. I hear a lot of things. Sometimes it's just a strategy. It's just a strategy, and you change it, and you don't have to be so emotional about it. You just change it and things start working for you. So yes, there is a part of energetics in business. I'm not going to lie. This is an important part. But without that masculine intelligence of support, structure, holding what you're building, right? Isn't it worthy of being held, what you're building for yourself? Isn't it worthy of protection, of a frame, of just knowing where you're going, of a sense of direction? Because it matters to you. What you're offering the world matters to you. So it deserves that kind of masculine protection, masculine structure around it, isn't it? So my hope for you is that you're not so afraid of strategy anymore. Strategy is not this big thing of like, you're going to have to analyze everything and be like so strategic about everything and overthinking and manipulative. Like, this is not what I'm talking about. It's just having a business model that makes sense for where you're at, what you're offering, how you want to offer it. Learn from others, get their strategies, try them on, but try them on like you're in a fitting room, right? Like, you just try it on, you see if it fits. If it doesn't, you change it. Not right away. Give it time. But don't think that you are the problem if you brought to the fitting room a top that is extra small and you are a medium size and you're like, oh my God, I'm the problem because I don't fit in it. No, the strategy wasn't adapted to you. That's it. But you do need strategy in order to feel a bit more relaxed, a bit more feminine, a bit more inspired in your business. I promise that if you actually question this whole story of like, oh my God, I'm so overwhelmed and blah, 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 question it. You need more masculine structure. I hope I convinced you in this episode. And this is something that is built over time. So don't put enormous amount of pressure of like, oh my God, I have like no structure. It's horrible. I'm so chaotic. Like Lika is right in her podcast. Oh my God. No, we're not doing that here. First, breathe. And then build it as you go with that masculine intelligence. All right, my loves, I think it's going to be time for me to hop off. If you do want extra support on that, this is exactly what I do with my clients within Business Activator. As you know, in the podcast, you are the first ones to know. Like, no one knows that I'm brewing the resurrection of Business Activator behind the scenes. It's going to be wiser, sharper, bolder, just more crazy. And I remember the clients' wins I used to have with my clients. And I'm like, I don't know how I got my clients those results, knowing half of the things that I know now. So it's going to be so epic. And the 4 first people to join Business Activator are going to get it at an insane rate. We're talking a whole vault of business and marketing trainings, mindset trainings. We're talking about one-on-one with me, like the most fitted, supportive kind of support you can ever, supportive support. Yeah. The highest level of support you can receive for not even the price of a group program. Like, this is insane. It's just for the 4 first. And you guys on the podcast, you're the first one to know before I actually officially launch it to the public. So if you want to grab one of those 4 seats, 4 spots, now is the time. All you got to do is send me activate in my DMs and we'll chat and take it from here. Or you can fill out the application form directly. It will be in the show note. I wish you a beautiful weekend and I talk to you next Friday. Mwah.